Christians, the devil told Eve this: has God said that you are not to eat of that fruit? He challenges Eve to regard what she heard God say and put her in a position to therefore begin questioning what God says. Now, it says, Satan says to Eve, has God said that you are not able to eat of that fruit? And he got her to challenge why it was that God put a limit on what she was able to do. And he's essentially telling Eve, why would God put this limitation on you? Why should you be deprived of what you consider to be desirable? If you want it, you should be able to have it. If it's right there in front of you and you want it, you should be able to have it simply because you desire it. Why should there be a limit on what you should be able to do? The devil is telling Eve that God is trying to insult your nature. He's trying to get you to understand, get her to understand, that if it is your nature to desire this, then you should have it. He is getting her to put trust and to confide in her nature. Believe what it is you believe your nature desires and believe that you deserve it. He is telling her that whatever it is that she wants, it should be something that she should have. The devil is telling her that she should be free, that she was made to be free, that she should pursue, guess what? Her freedom. Pursue your freedom. You think about that for a second, especially those of us in America and those around the world who have been influenced by the American perspective of freedom. Freedom today means that whatever your nature desires, you should have. Because otherwise, if you didn't deserve to have what your nature desires, then why were you created with the nature that desires it? There is nothing in this world that is consistent with what God says we should do. The challenge that the devil made to Eve was simply this: if God will not let you have what it is you desire, what it is your nature dictates that you should have, then God is therefore against you. This is why now you have parents that say that when a child is young, they can determine their own gender. Because we are taking this idea, this ideology of freedom to exorbitant and inordinate extremes. Just because it is your nature to do it doesn't mean you should do it. Just because it is in your nature to desire it does not mean you should have it. Every tree, or every fruit, I should say, that looks good for food doesn't mean it's edible because you desire it. It doesn't mean it won't kill you simply because you desire it. But here's the kicker. The issue is with your nature. People know the effects of excessive alcohol consumption, and yet we do it anyway. People know the effects of excessive sugar and food chemicals that are artificial, and not grown from nature, we know what it does to us, and we do it anyway. We have people who believe that they can alter their gender because they feel like something different than what they actually are. We are at a point now where freedom means that you can now choose what gender it is you think you should have. And all you have to do is say, I was born like this, and that is supposed to be some kind of a magic wand to make you different than what you are. The problem is we have a sin nature. And a sin nature is contrary to God who gave us life. Sin crept into humanity and corrupted the nature that we were made to have by design, a nature which shall be restored to men who have put their faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. Those who were foreordained and predestined for salvation. The obsession with an unregulated freedom has gone way too far. But God, He will see to it. He will see to it that it comes to a screeching halt. And He will deal with it in one of two ways with all people. Either He will change your nature, giving you a new nature by making you a new creation, regenerated by the Spirit of God, or He will let you have the fruit of your passions, and you will pay for it in an eternity of penal retribution. Those are the choices. And you are free to choose. If you believe in your freedom, you are free to choose. But as it stands, the sinful man is in bondage to his sin. And although he may believe he has freedom, he will find out in short order that a sinful nature will always continue to be a weight, burdening him down in such a way that he can never choose salvation apart from a divine infusion of the Spirit of God. Be provoked and be persuaded.